started, our class would like to make a presentation to Miss Ella and Miss Stacy. So Miss Stacy, if you would come forward, and Miss Ella. We have a presentation from you for the first class that you have from HCAN. We are honored as a class of students to have you as teachers. You all don't know how much you mean to us as students. You all have really matured us as students and given us a wealth of knowledge. And we have a token of appreciation from all of us in our class to give you, to let you know how much we love and appreciate you for all the knowledge and the wisdom you have given us.
Okay, I'm a crybaby, so they great make me cry like the okay. Kind of took me off guard with that one, but that's okay. Take that. I haven't sent y'all papers in yet. But so as again, thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. So just to give, who is HCAN? Where did it come from? Who are we? HCAN is Healthcare Access Now. We've been around since 2009. So our thumbprint, we do care coordination. We now educate community health workers, but we also employ community health workers. And who and what are community health workers? Community health workers are the boots on the ground. We are the first line of public health. We remove barriers, we do care coordination, and we have our clients to move to another level of life. So it is an honor to serve people. You have to have a gift of service in order to be a community health worker. Some of the things that we've done in class, we did our Healthy Me, some of the projects. I don't want this graduation to be about Ella. I don't want it to be about HCAN, but I want it to be about the students who came into the program, who allowed us in their lives. From October the 23rd till December the 14th, these students have been dedicated, coming every night from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. doing the homework, sharing. They love to eat, and they love to have conversation. So it was an honor. One of the students said, we are lifelong friends. And that is that's so great to hear when you have people who never met each other. Different sides of town. Miss Ruth, who came all the way from Middletown to come to the program, haven't missed a beat. So one of our, as I said, one of our projects, we was all in tears with these 3 people doing their projects. And it was the, what was it, you all? Our legacy. So what do you want people to remember of you? So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the students so you can hear from them who are the great people that we have in our class that's really going to turn this world right side up, because right now it's upside down. So they're going to turn it right side up. So we're going to start off with Miss Katina Phillips.
Hello, good evening. Well, I just want to thank Miss Ella and Miss Stacy for this class. When I first came here, like she said, October the 23rd, I just lost my aunt to cancer, September the 8th. And I was thinking, Lord, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to get through 8 weeks? You know, you don't have time to mourn. But I tell you, I have an extended family here. Every last one of these students, every time someone got up, I was in tears. I said, Lord, I'm a crybaby. But when I look back on it, I said I was meant to be here at this time to get through what I had to get through and in this season. So this class has been a blessing to me. I have the tools that I need on top of tools that I've already had. I feel equipped and prepared to go out into the community and just, you know, continue to do what I was doing before I came. But now I know I've been educated. I have a better way to do it. So one of the things that I shared in one of our presentations was a song that was given to me in my heart. It's my own song that I wrote, and it came from a place of disparity. I just was overwhelmed, and I was just saying, God, I'm just exhausted. You know, I'm in a transition where my children are getting older now. When your kids start getting older, you feel like you're losing control. They're in their 20s, so now you got to figure out, what am I going to do? Now it's time for me to focus on me. Now the sky's the limit for me. So as I was sitting there at work one day, I just heard, I'm going to say the Holy Spirit, I just have to say what it was, said to me, daughter, you are in a fight for your life. You in a fight for your life. So I'm going to share this song with you guys real quick. I hope my classmates can remember. They can sing along with me with the chorus. But it goes like this. I'm in a fight for my life, and I refuse to give up now. I'm in a fight for my life, and I refuse to let him down. Let me tell you, it ain't easy. I have a struggle every day. But thanks to him, his grace and mercy, I have the strength for another day. I'm in a fight for my life, and I refuse to give up now. I'm in a fight for my life, and I refuse to let him down. Then I heard, keep on fighting, 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 keep on fighting. I'm in a fight for my life, and I refuse to give up now. I'm in a fight for my life, and I refuse to give up now. Now let's talk about that song has another meaning now that I've met this extended family, and I got the tools, and I know that I was able to watch my aunt's battle and testimony, and I'm just in a whole nother fight to get out there in the community and make a difference. Thanks to Miss Stacy and Miss Ella.
Every night. That's what we had. So awesome class. Another part of our legacy, in this cohort we just came very transparent, very real, quickly with each other. So some of our walks have not always been rosy. It has not been what we wanted to be, ideal. So you're going to hear from our next student who just really just let everybody know this is what was going on with her. So without further ado, we're going to bring Ms. Rachel Smith up.
So with my legacy, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I think everybody has a story to tell, and I think that every story should be told. So this is the story of me, the legacy of Rachel Smith. My legacy will probably not be lined with gold, riches that your eyes can see. But I'll tell you what it is. what it was, and God willing, what it might be. I was born youngest of 2 girls and at a young age started to feel the weight of the world. I guess you could say I seen with woke eyes, ain't believed the lies, never gave into the hype, but every night I cried. I couldn't understand why the country was so behind. Why are we all so blind? So many people die from things less serious than crimes. It started with mom and dad doing all that they can to make it in a world that don't give a damn. They helped everyone, leaving out none. My dad became a Marine to protect the homes and rights of you and of me. He always said, you must live right, give it your all, and one day you will reap your riches from it all. Mom was the backbone supporting all of us as we each walked our path, instilling kindness and trust. I used to gangbang, but at 19 I caught a felony. I fought it for 2 years and then came my pregnancy. I was faced with a choice. Plead guilty to a crime I didn't commit or do time and lose my son. I felt like I didn't have a voice. 20 years in the pen is what I would get, and I would be the one my son would forget. At the age of 21, I became a mother to a son who would change my whole life and be second to none. Domestic violence claimed the life of my cousin, my best friend, in 2003. Somehow her death caused the death of part of me. I should have been there that day, but mysteriously got sick and had to cancel on my friend. If I were there, her life would have never had to end. But that wasn't in his plans. Because I am here to carry out the words of the man. I'm just a vessel, the carrier of his plan. And I understand that the choices I made put me right here where I stand. But I refuse to let my past define me. I woke up one day and I realized that it might be. For my kids, I would change. Things that couldn't stay the same. I've been left the game, but my felony continues to throw salt on my name. I went to college to get an education. It didn't take long to realize all of the misinformation. You must go to college to get a good job. Don't get me wrong, I did learn a lot, but at the end of the day, all I got was robbed. They pushed pencils and paper and college tuition. What a wonderful day when it all came to fruition. I found myself standing at the door of opportunity. I opened it up, and to my surprise, out jumps my felony. Damn. Remember, I said, we live in a world that don't give a damn, but we can, and I do. I can't help it. It's just who I am. It's now 16 years later. I've learned and I've grown, and I look back at all the lives that I've sown. It's funny because somehow I feel that I've always known that life as a public servant is where I will find my home. Now I stand up here in front of you today. I'm humble and grateful to God because He made it this way. He put us here in the right time and right place because when we stand together, it makes the devil do an about face. I now have 3 children, fostered 3 and raised 3 more. All I can say is look out, world, for what they have in store. In them I instill kindness and compassion, but don't confuse it and mess with them because they'll give you that action. I taught them to be someone they can trust. And when everyone is down on them, believing in themselves is a must. So you see, what I leave behind doesn't consist of a structure or building, but instead it lives in the hearts and minds of my children. It can't be confined or even defined. It comes from my heart and from my mind. They can't control it or pretend it doesn't exist, and I pray that one day I'll walk in heaven and not be sent to the abyss. So here it is, the story of my legacy, something that is way bigger than me.
Thank you so much. So next, of course, being the only guy in our class, Nate the Great, so we picked on him a lot. And that's just what sisters do to little brothers. So Nate have a fantastic story, and we're going to try to bring it up. You come on up, Nate. Nate, it's me. I just shut everything down. Sorry.
First of all, good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right, I'm Nathan Gordon, and of course, as you said, I'm the only man in here. Well, in this class, I should say, but just so this will load up, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about where I came from before I got to ECHW. I was in this program called the HELP program. It deals with criminal reform and fair hiring policies. And, it deals with recidivism, people who are in and out of prison. We do no longer call people ex-cons, convicts. I got a felon. We no longer say that. We call each other returning citizens. You have paid your debt to society. You're a true person back into the society. You pay taxes. So it's just a little bit. And this documentary, hopefully, not turn on. That's the class I ever been in. All right. Well, can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right. Well, basically, I am a returning citizen. I was able to get my record expunged through the HELP program. I've been able to succeed in the program. I've been in the program for about 8 years. I was 22 when I first got into the HELP program, and now I'm 30. Just being in the program, I've turned from a boy to a man. In those trials and tribulations, I was able to just, realize what it means to take care of my family, and stay out of trouble, so I can have gainful employment. The documentary basically explained, I did a presentation on anger and how anger affects your mind, your body, and your soul. When you walk around angry and having resentment and you're rebellious, that takes a toll on you, and it actually makes you look a lot older than what you're supposed to look. When I seen that, I said, wow, that's worse than smoking cigarettes. So just these, I don't want to really, I've learned a lot from these women. I already have respect for women, but I have gained a different level of respect for women. If I can get to the thing now, I'm just, sorry it's taking so long, y'all.
It was my fault. Bear with us, please. So while we have Nate pulling this up, we're gonna go to the some special acknowledgements. So we have a student that not only came to class every night, but also went to class during the day to receive her high school diploma. So volunteering from 7:30 in the morning, going to school in the evening, and serving families however she could. So the dedication, a mother, a servant, a student, and you know, when I was in school, I did good to get dressed, put my clothes on right. So to get my kids to school, if I had children, to get them to school on time and then go to serve in the community where I live. This person is funny, hilarious. I went from Miss Ella to Auntie. So we just want to, I just want to acknowledge Felicia Jones for her dedication. She was gonna beat me if I made her cry. Thank you. You're welcome. Felicia is a gem. She is dedicated. As I said, she did both because she is committed to serving the community and being a certified community health worker. Do you have anything you want to say, Felicia?
I'm too tearful, I'm sorry, but thank you so much. That's all I have to say. I'm not a big talker.
As you know, part of our program, we have to, we do A&P, so we give them a very crash course in A&P. And so when I asked Stacy, Stacy, I need a nurse to teach this part of the program. Sure, Ella, whatever you need, come do it. I'll do it. No big deal. So I want to bring Stacy up front. Not asking questions, just Ella, whatever you need. I'm here, I'll do it. So thank you, and thank you. And all of these decorations, Stacy did. She was like, oh no, we gotta have this form, we gotta have that form. So this is Stacy's creation.
Thank you, Ms. Stacy.
Thank you.
I'm
Miss Ella, does it need to be on HDMI too?
It is already on there. work with this. We don't want to hold you out any longer because I was told I'm ready to party. So we'll keep working with it, Nate, and we'll show it before you all leave. So we want to go right into passing out our. So one of the things we did for our students, we talked about getting on the bus. So we wanted. Everybody needs a tech and data person in your pocket.
No, go back. That's just go back all the way. Those are stories of.
Oh, when actually.
I'm Brother Mike Murphy. I'm Marinus' brother. I also am executive director for the HELP program. We've got one young man who is an example. In fact, you'll meet him, Nate.
Brother Mike Murphy, I can honestly say he's been there for me more than anybody. Anybody.
We are concerned with faith formation of people. And I do that through working with ex-offenders, returning citizens.
I got charged with a felony theft for passing bad checks.
As a young man makes a mistake, he goes to prison, serves his time, pays his debt, and walks out of the prison, and the gates shut behind him. That's when his real sentence begins. But there's a little box, and if you check that box and that says, I've been convicted of a felony, you're not even considered.
From 20 to 23 years old, I couldn't find a job. I searched high and low. Even temps went hire me. I tried so hard not to think about it, like not to go back to the street. But the fact that knowing that I can't provide for my son or even help my mama out with some rent, you know, all of that takes a toll on me. And I was at my last straw. Food stamps for me, it helped me out. It kind of weathered the storm, like, you know, I didn't have to worry about how I was going to do some devious things in order to put some food on my kids' table. That's critical.
And I said, why don't you come, stop looking for a job, come and visit me, join our program. And then he came and joined. And he became very active in the program, and eventually that led to employment.
My current job is I do housekeeping at the University of Cincinnati College. I appreciate it to the Most High because I felt like there was no way in me getting another job. I want to be able to give back to the less fortunate, like I was.
Nate's dream about becoming a social worker keeps collapsing on him. That's his character. He'll make it. He'll keep trying.
You know what I mean? It's just guys who've been dealt the wrong card, because some have, and it's just guys who made a mistake.
I believe the population of the African American community in Hamilton County is around 25%. The percentage of white and black using or trafficking in drugs is almost equal. It's less than a percentage point difference. But for those who have been convicted and are in prison, 72% are African American. Something's wrong. Something's real wrong.
You can't bounce back from that easy. So then that comes with bitterness, that comes with anger, resentment, you know what I mean, depression. I done felt all that before, so I know I know what they're going through.
Here in Ohio, I believe we're paying $42,000 a year for housing an inmate. Give me that $42,000 and I'll make a protective citizen out of 2 of them. And I'm an old man, and these young kids are talking to me, you know. But they know I love them.
If it was 10 more Brother Mikes, not even 100, if it was 10 more Brother Mikes, man, the world would be all right. I'm for real. Having a support system like the HELP program helps you stay afloat, help keep your mind straight.
Thank you, Nate. Coming to be in the community health program, and it's no cookie cutter way that we could do this without these great people here. So I just want to. So we're gonna. We did our acknowledgments kind of speed up, but I do want to recognize my team. Whew, okay. Let me get a little tissue box. My team that support me, that kind of just let me go. You know, Ella, this is what we want, and do it. And so we have our CEO, Judith Moore, who came in. Sarah Bill, and we also have data specialist. And it's another for HCAN. So these are the people who help me do what I do best. As you see, data is not my it's not my forte. But so this is my team. All of us together is here. I said to have great community health workers and to turn Cincinnati right side up. So at this point now, we want to give acknowledgments, certificates to the team, and also in our gift bags, we talked about getting on the bus and being a team player. So we have some gifts in here for them. We talked about before you could say what I want my client is not doing this, doing that. We have to look in the mirror to make sure we are giving them the right attitude, so they will have a better attitude about going forward with themselves. We also have a flashlight to let them know you are a light to some people. Everybody don't come from a cushy or a cookie cutter life, but they're going to be the light for someone. And just to let them know, get on the bus. Stay on the bus. Get in the right seat. And also just a piece of candy in here, just to let them know that they are loved, and each little small step is sweet success. So I want to ask that. that one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Alrighty, so now we're gonna move to the, giving out the certificates for these people I said completed 230 hours of, student class. That's their practical hours and also their 100 hours of sitting in class. Actually, it was a little bit more than 100 hours. So without our first, recipient is Crystal Brown. Tina Brown. Valerie, Cecil, Perez, Tanyasha Chapman. Emily Goodman. Nathan Gordon. Dominique Johnson. Felicia Jones.